Good evening, good day, or good morning to you. Depends on when you're watching this video. As you know, I typically film these at night. My 6-year-old son is sleeping right over there on the sofa. He fell asleep on the sofa, so it's pretty sweet. And my daughter is behind me sleeping. I don't know why I talk about that, but it's kind of a nice, quiet time of the evening. I've been reading the Sermon on the Mount to you folks. I read this also to my face-to-face class as well. And I'll finish chapter 5, which is where I've ended in my face-to-face class as well too. And then I'll talk about what you're going to be doing this week for online GOB. You have heard that it was said, "You shall not commit adultery." But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lust in his heart has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye makes you stumble, tear it out and throw it from you. For it is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to be thrown into hell. If your right hand makes you stumble, cut it off and throw it from you. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to go into hell. It was said, "Whoever sends his wife away, let him give her a certificate of divorce." But I say to you that everyone who divorces his wife except for reasons of unchastity makes her commit adultery. And whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery. I was going to mention to you that that's in there because at the time, this is referencing the Old Testament in Deuteronomy. At that time, the men could divorce their wives for anything, such as supper being too late or burnt or any kind of frivolous idea or any kind of frivolous action. They could divorce their wife for virtually anything. If a wife looked at her husband wrong, he could divorce her. So Christ is clarifying the reasons for divorce. Again, you have heard that the ancients were told, "You shall not make false vows, but shall fulfill your vows to the Lord." But I say to you, make no oath at all, either by heaven, for it is the throne of God, or by earth, for it is the footstool of his feet, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Nor shall you make an oath by your head. For you cannot make one hair white or black, but let your statement be yes, yes, or no, no. Anything beyond these is of evil. You have heard that it was said, "An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth." But I say to you, do not resist an evil person. But whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other to him also. But if anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, let him also take your coat as well. Whoever forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. Give to him who asks of you, and do not turn away from him who wants to borrow from you. You have heard that it was said, "You shall love your enemies, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy." But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. For he causes his sun, that's S-U-N, to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. For if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? If you greet only your brothers, what more are you doing than others? Do not even the Gentiles do the same? Therefore, you are to be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. The only way we can be perfect is through Christ's sacrifice on the cross. There's no other way. We cannot do it our own. Isaiah says that our self-righteousness is that of filthy rags. We are now into, I believe, the 5th week of online GOB. I hope it's going well for you. Once again, if you have any questions, let me know. I certainly enjoy answering questions. In this week, you're going to be looking at chapter 8, which deals with gases. Pretty straightforward chapter, not too bad. Some calculations. The equation you're going to be focused on, or that you do the most with, is PV equals nRT, where P is the pressure in units of atmosphere, V is the volume in units of liters, N is the number of moles of a gas molecule, which is going to be in units of moles. R is the ideal gas constant, which is 0.08206 liter atmosphere mole Kelvin. Sometimes it's reported in 3 significant figures, so it would be 0.0821. I was taught chemistry by some elderly gentlemen who made me memorize it to 4 significant figures. And then your temperature is going to be in Kelvin. In the lab, what you're going to be looking at is composition of a mixture. And I believe I sent some sand to you, which should be in a plastic bag that should be in the lab kit. I would not dump the sand down your drain. Certainly if you have a garbage disposal, that would be rather harmful. but I would take the sand and just throw it into the trash. That sand would be very difficult and would do some damage on any garbage disposal that you happen to have. So I'd make sure you put the sand in the trash and not down the drain. Once again, if you have any questions, I look forward to entertaining your questions, and I'll help you out any way I can. And I hope you have a good and godly week.